turns around and kicks a couple of, I guess you could say, legs worth of dirt onto the orc, and then it comes back over towards you, Breeze, and snuggles up with you.
I begin to pet him.
Yeah, he likes it. You can hear he's purring.
Well, now we need to name you. Seer.
Seer?
As like in searing.
Ooh, okay. I like that. Sear. All right. So you have this. You have two companions with you. You have a black dragon wormling, and you also have.
I would have gone with lightning to go with the
Meechin.
rain and the breeze and sorcerer.
So what are you guys doing now that you just took out Mama Booga and her other two sons?
I'm going to go ahead and grab my daggers back so I can put them back in my sheaths.
Sure thing.
I'm going to start cleaning myself off.
I am sorry about that.
Yeah. Well, we either stay here and tend to wounds, possibly stay the night, or I suggest we go back to Crom's Hold with our newfound information and dragon.
I'm going to give you guys some experience points.
Well, I need a rest or something. I need a heal.
Yeah, I think you should be all right if we go ahead and rest here, even if it's just a short rest. If you want to take the long rest, we can do that too. But as for going back to Cromhold, I'm not sure yet because we still haven't found. I mean, we have an idea where the lair is, but
yes,
we haven't
north,
actually
south,
found.
east, and west.
But we know it's by a temple ruin.
A ruined temple, yeah.
Did we get the map?
Yeah, but before that, she could put a little scribble on the map. A dagger embedded itself into her throat. So she wasn't able to tell you where the location of the temple was.
10 more seconds, Breeze. 10 more seconds.
I'm sorry, she is threatening on taking the loot back that we just got from her.
Speaking of which...
Andrew looks at Breeze and they had surrendered. There was no need.
There was no need. I would have executed them. Electrocuted them.
I'm sorry. I'm a little impatient. A little. It just kind of irked me that she's wanted it back when she already knew that she would have had a chance to just leave and leave the bodies here.
I like it. Dissentment in the party already. I love it.
My point about going back to Crom's Hold was maybe they know where this temple is too.
Yeah, that's a good point. The only thing is what will we do with Seer? I'm pretty sure he's going to come
nurture
with,
her.
I'm not sure how they're going to react.
Yeah.
What attacked Crom's Hold?
Yeah, the black dragon.
Black dragon.
Now you got a black dragon wormling just fell into your laps out in the middle of the lizard marsh, and this big black dragon just attacked Crom's Hold. Can you imagine what happened? What would happen if that dragon found out that you had a black dragon wormling in your possession?
And it probably by now it knows it's missing baby.
It's the baby, and we've got it.
Possibly. That pouch is pretty heavy, though, Breeze.
I'll go ahead and open it up and look what's in it. And well, here's what our what we've gathered from them, anyways.
All right. You're sifting through it. You find a healing potion. There's one healing potion in there. There's some gems that equal 75 gold. There's 150 copper. There's 150 silver. There's 100 electrum and 20 gold. So nice payday. Who wants the potion of healing? And I'll distribute it to your sheet for you.
I've got one already, so if any of you other ones need it.
Well, I've got two right now, so.
0. Give it to 0.
All right, here you go.
All right, let's distribute this. All right, so you got the potion 0. Let's see. Everybody gets 18 gold worth of gems, 25 electrum, 37 copper, 5 gold, and 37 silver. Nice little payday. And everybody got, if you notice in the chat, you guys got 200 experience also. Cha-ching, huh? Isn't Fantasy Grounds awesome? You guys don't even have to do anything.
Yeah, that's definitely one thing I've been liking about that.
Mm-hmm. So what say you, adventurers, as the storm is pounding down rain all around you? Every step that you take, there's this quick little noise as you kind of, your feet sinks into the peat moss.
Before we take a rest here, I'd like to kind of search the encampment. See if we
Sure.
can find anything else. Anything we can use.
Yeah, possibly. Everybody can give me an investigation check. Now, the netting, remember there's a lot of netting here, too. And a lot of the netting is covering up the two little campsite areas. And the fires are still kind of lightly burning because of the net. The nets are saving them, so. All right, so Breeze, as you're kind of searching around, you find just basic equipment. You find a couple of days worth of rations. They're rotten, though. You also find a couple of water skins, and you find a tinderbox. Anybody want any of that stuff? The water skins, they've got, one of them has a hole in it. The other one was on the orc that was killed, Donk.
There's nothing I want out of this stuff. Any of you guys?
Tinderbox is basically worthless as you open it up. They're probably eating that stuff.
Is this netting anything we could possibly take?
Yeah, it'd be very heavy though, especially that it's soaked from the storm. But yeah, if you want to come back and get it, sure, absolutely. Because there's a lot of other bundles of boxes full of like wood, kindling wood that they keep throwing on the fire.
Well, I say, seeing as how there's really nothing else here, why don't we go ahead and rest at least for an hour, and then make our way back towards Crown's
If we want to even go back there.
Yeah,
That
it's
is up to you
It's up
guys.
to you guys if we all agree into going that way, or if we want to continue trying to find where this temple is.
Oh, we have 3 options, honestly. We have find the temple, see where the statue is pointing to, or Gruntold.
Or even heading towards the mountains where the orcs were just saying they were going to be heading to with the egg.
That's also where the maid was taken from, or, well, escaped from.
I say we seek out this dragon lairs wherever we can find it. Could be possibly towards the ruins or something that possibly that the statue was pointing towards.
Yeah, that's true. It could be.
If this dragon baby thinks that Breeze is mama, then we really have to be careful.
Yeah.
Don't you just love it how a black dragon wormling just falls into your lap unexpectedly? I love it.
Yeah,
Hey, it looks
personally,
like it was trying to protect you there, Breeze. I mean, it was still pretty nice.
That's why I gave him some loving for that nice little takedown.
Maybe we
Meechin
could,
says, wow, that's like totally a live dragon. Can you guys believe this? We have a dragon in like our possession. That is totally tubular.
I'm not sure if we'd say our possession. It's more
yeah,
of,
it's with us. So yeah, it's in like our possession, isn't it? Isn't like possession like 99% of the law? Like totally?
not
Meechan's
with
a valley
living
girl.
creatures.
Oh. Well, it's not leaving, so I guess it's going to accompany us. Well, shoo, shoo. She goes over to it and says, shoo. She claps her hands a couple times. Shoo, like totally leave us then.
I probably wouldn't do that. You might make him a little mad.
Yeah, he starts to snarl a little bit, and it looks like he's starting to take a huge intake of breath, and it's kind of like pointing towards everybody. She says, "Oh, whoa,
Calm
like
down,
totally
calm
down,
down.
boy, down, boy." And you pat it a couple times, and then it just kind of exhales a bunch of air out of its gut without releasing any acidic spray.
Hey,
Like
how about
I'm just gonna come
we
over
just-
here, like totally.
Well, we could track down, see if we can find this lair, and maybe, negotiate with this black dragon. It's very intelligent. We could probably say, "Hey, we found your baby."
Yeah, that's like totally a great idea. I'm all for that.
You
All
know,
for
if we
one,
show
hooray!
with the baby black dragon,
I'm just saying,
dragon's
like,
gonna think that we took it before we even breathe.
I'd say before we'd actually just go in there nonchalantly with the baby dragon, maybe kind of have something go in and I'll stay out with him, just to make sure that the dragon knows what's going on.
Well, this dragon's going to cause major trouble anywhere we go.
Well, yeah. But I don't
If
think
you
it's
think
just
he's
gonna
tough now,
walk
you
away.
just wait in a couple of years when he's as big as Crom's Hold, like mommy or daddy, like totally.
Yeah, we'll have to see where it goes from here. I'll go ahead and go over and grab a couple of wood off of the stacks there and put it into the fire to kind of get it warmed back up a little bit more.
Sure, you guys haven't had a long rest yet. So if you want to do an encounter roll on a D20, someone throw it in the dice tower for me, and you guys can take an 8-hour rest, and we'll let the dice fall where they may, and we'll see if you get an encounter.
All right, and I'll take the first watch with Seer.
All right.
Also trying to check to
Little
see like what he's
one-on-one
going to actually
time.
eat.
Chad's gonna do his prayers, or Andrew rather.
All right. Looks like you guys are scot-free. Rain kind of lightens up a little bit. Everybody deduct a day's worth of rations. You don't trust the few rations that you found in this camp. They're all soggy and mildewy. So why don't you guys deduct a day's worth of rations from your sheet? And you get an 8-hour rest, and I'm going to tell the
if
combat tracker.
The land provides it, then I could hunt rabbit or whatever.
Sure, you
It's
find a
out
couple of you find a couple of lizards, scaly lizards walking around. You don't find rabbits, but you can find a couple of lizards. If you want those, they're all yours. And you can even cook them in the fire. Yeah. Why don't you give me a nature check? Let's make this official.
Well, I do have the wander.
So
For
you don't
my,
even have to do that. Yeah, you just forage food anyway. So yeah, good job. So what are you guys doing? Anything else?
No, that'd pretty much be all I'm doing. Seeing if I'm cutting up some of the orc up and seeing if Cyril takes
He's
some.
brutal. Oh yeah. Your black dragon wormling. He scarfs that orc right down.
Andrew's gonna bury the rest of the bodies.
All right,
Ooh.
leave one body.
Sure. Takes you a couple hours to dig the, in the mud and stuff. The hole keeps filling up. But you eventually get all of the corpses laid to rest, I guess you could say.
And I'll cut up a couple chunks off of one of the orcs, so I have like a little thing for food for Seer.
You know, stuff that into your backpack?
Oh no, it's not going into my backpack. I'm gonna tear off a piece of clothing, or like cut a piece of clothing off to make a little satchel for it.
I'll say that there's a couple of large burlap sacks in the encampment, all wet and nasty. Sure, you could stick them in there if you want to.
Well, apparently
All right.
we also have a crocodile briefcase out front.
Yeah, true.
You got the crocodile briefcase. Yeah, just put it in there.
It'll take me some time cutting it up, but sure.
Well, it's not like you don't have enough time. You got 8 hours anyway, so.
Andrew looks at
Go
Breeze and
ahead.
says you could have just used the crocodile out back.
I kind of completely forgot about it. I thought it was more disintegrated because of the whole electric lightning going on.
All the meat was well done on the crocodile, at least, and the 2 other orcs that were out there. So how do you guys think you're going to find this temple?
Well, when it's daylight, I would like to look in all 4 directions with the spyglass to see what I see. If
And
there's
I
like
can
a
run
high
up a
point.
tree and see what I see.
Yeah. Or give it to give the spyglass to Rain. She can look.
Climb her ass up a tree? I like that. Sure, there are a couple of trees around here, plus, there's a couple of tall portions of wall. And for the most part, the swamp is pretty flat, except for a tree kind of spotted here and there. So sure, what does the spyglass give you a bonus again? Advantage? If you're looking for something in particular, I think.
It's like double sight.
It just makes it larger then.
It says twice their size.
Okay. So give me a perception check, and I'll give you +2 to the roll because you have the
would like to-
spyglass.
Andrew would like to cast guidance on
Ooh,
Rain.
I like that. Nice utilization of guidance. So Rain, you can go ahead and remember, you guys have inspiration too, because if you don't use it, you're going to lose it. So don't forget.
All right, so that's
Don't forget to use it.
+2%.
+2 for the. I'll give you +2 as you shimmy yourself up on top of the wall. It's probably about 15, 20 foot at its highest part.
So the spyglass was like a +5 with the spyglass.
I don't think it matters. She rolled a 1.
I think you're looking at the wrong direction there.
Don't fall out of the tree.
What's guidance do?
It adds D4, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
D4.
she still rolled a natural 1, so yeah. It would have been up to a possible 11, but even a natural 1. And what happens as you're up there on the top of that wall, Rain? You're about 20 foot up into the air.
I try to woo the DM with date night shenanigans.
I'll let you do an acrobatics roll or a dexterity saving throw. Because the wall tumbles, and you're kind of, whoa, this thing starts swaying back and forth, and it falls. Very nice. You're able to, with your feline type of reflexes, you're able to jump yourself into the tree and then scale your way down for no damage. At least that was okay. But that was a bad perception check. You didn't see anything. The lightning was just too intense up there.
Oh man. Anyone else?
Here, I'll give it a shot.
Everybody's going to continue to do it until someone gets a successful check. All right. So give me a.
+5.
So yeah, where are you going to be? Are you just going to be standing on the ground, or are you going to go up onto one of the other broken walls?
I'm going to look for a tree. I don't trust these walls.
Sure, there's a tree probably about 10, 12 foot tall.
All right, and I'll go ahead and climb up it and look out.
Sure. Give me a gander.
You said a +2 on it?
Sure. You can add +2. As you're looking around, way off into the distance, towards the center of the lizard marsh, as the lightning flashes, you think you may have seen maybe a couple of broken pillars, maybe a building missing a roof, way off into the distance, just like for a split moment when the lightning flashes over in that direction. Looks like it's towards the middle of the swamp.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and tumble out of the tree and let them know what I've seen in the flash of light.
Did you say tumble as in like an acrobatics check type of tumble, or?
Oh yeah, she likes to be the little acrobatic when she's.
All right, give me an acrobatics check as you're jumping down from this tree. Oh, you're so lucky. I was going for a DC 10. You got a 10 because of your bonus. So yeah, you land on your feet. Although you do kind of stagger a little bit. You kind of slipped as you were jumping. But you recovered.
Marsh.
Yeah, blame it on the marsh. That's what I would do. All right. So what say you guys? Adventurers, you've had an 8-hour rest. You got food in your belly. You're soaking wet, unfortunately. But you might know the location. You see something over towards the center of the marsh, probably some couple of miles away. The rain has subsided a little bit, but you still have these quarter-sized mosquitoes that you've been swatting all over the place.
Probably entertained by watching Seer snap at these things.
Yeah, Sneer basically consumed that entire orc already. And it's starting now it's starting to get dark also. It's almost to where now the lightning is really starting to, intensify it almost looks like daylight as the lightning flashes and the rain starts to pick up a little bit more as you start to drudge your way towards this ruined pillar and ruined walls that you had seen. So why don't you give me Mr. Breeze, why don't you give me a tracking roll? Well, I'm just all with the checks tonight, ain't I? Making everybody earn their keep.
I'd like to assist on that one, being the tracker.
You didn't see crap with that one that you rolled, but I'll let you do the assist though. Yeah. Give me a D20 in the tower. I'll let you know. You can assist. Yep, you're successfully assisting, so I'll give you a +1 to the roll. So you guys are drudging through this torrential downpour. So give me that tracking roll, +1. And you have inspiration if you want it, if you want to use it too. You guys wander around for about 6 more hours until finally you guys are in this small little grove of twisted trees. There is a very dark lake that these trees are surrounding. There's lots of little bright flowers that are kind of glowing in the dark that are growing along this very dark lake's shore. By this part of the night, the mist is starting to rise out of the peat bog, sort of like hanging from a shroud. It's up to about the middle of your chest, It's coming in from the lake's surface. The temperature is definitely starting to drop as well. And through all this rain, through all this gloom, you spot an island that's rising up from the center of this lake over the edge of the fog. And you can see that on this island, there are some runes that have all kinds of... And you can the people with dark vision can see this. Now, I know that there's a couple of you blind humans in the group. I think 010, I think you're blind. Yep, 010,
Breeze
you're
is.
blind.
Yep.
Breeze is blind. And I think,
I'm
all
the
of
only
you are
one with
blind.
dark vision.
Yeah, except for Rain. So you're all blind except for Rain. And so are you guys carrying a torch as well? Because it is, by this point, dark. And the only light that you're getting is from the flashes of lightning that are happening all around you. But they're spaced out, so you can kind of travel for a little bit, a couple minutes, bam, flashes again, 30 seconds, flashes. But yes,
I'm sure
Rain.
we're also seeing when Seer belches up the orc.
And I'll go ahead and pull out my hooded lantern.
Okay. You pulled your, the water's still dripping off of the front of your hood. But Rain, through all this rain, all this gloom, this island, there is a rectangular building, solid building, and it looks like it has a shattered dome roof. Because it seems like this thing has been abandoned for a long time, because there are lots of reeds and cattails, and you can see more of these yellow glowing flowers, growing up the side of the walls on the on the vines and whatnot. And you see a shadowy entrance, Rain. And in this shadowy entrance, you can see that there is a very faint orangish glow that is flickering from within.
Well, we found something. Not
Yes,
sure
you definitely did.
if it's dragon or not.
Maybe there is a campfire inside of this place. But like I said, there's an entrance that's because you're kind of going around the edge of the lake with all of these beautiful yellow flowers and whatnot. And you find the entrance, and there's like this very light orangish flicker. I've told them now, they can't hear me. I've told them about these yellow
Yeah,
flowers
here I
3
can't tell
times
if
now.
it's
We'll see if
fire or
anybody
dragon.
investigates. Weall right. Hopefully they're not
Any
listening to the chat,
Chance that
listening
anybody
to
seen, like,
Twitch.
a boat or anything to get across?
Ooh, why don't you give me an investigation check, Breeze, as you start to look around?
While he's doing that, Andrew's gonna cast light on his mace.
Breeze, you're looking around and you're just dumbfounded, man. This dragon won't leave you alone, and you're just so... You're kind of bothered by the... I don't want to say bothered, but you're just distracted. Because the dragon's wanting to play. It's like bringing you sticks and, setting them down beside you. And you don't see any boats. You're just too distracted.
All right, Seer. Here, throw the stick.
So what way are you throwing this stick? Are you throwing it into the water or what?
No, I'm going to throw it just back a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, he flies. He doesn't even go and chase it. He just flies to it, grabs it, brings it back, licks you a couple times. Your armor starts to sizzle again.
I'm going to have to get something for that.
Yeah, your armor is definitely going to need a little bit of polishing whenever you get back. So who else is looking around? Everybody going to be looking for boats, or is it just Breeze?
No, I'll be looking around. I'll be looking back and forth between the glow and for a boat.
Okay. Yeah, it's like maybe a campfire inside of this as it's flicking and getting dimmer, a little bit brighter, but it never really gets above like a dim type of light. So give me a perception check there, Rain. Oh, very nice. Yeah, you spot a couple of these very badly made dugout logs. They're kind of buried under some palm fronds and some vines and whatnot. A couple of branches. Actually, it's directly across it. You kind of trip over them, actually. They were hiding quite well.
I
You
whistle
could
like
tell
a
that there's
bird to the
a
other, so not to catch attention to anything else.
cat that whistles like a bird. I love it. So yeah, there's some water in these. There's a couple of paddles in each one of these dugout canoes. There's a couple of holes in each one. But the distance from the shore that you're on with the yellow flowers to the center of the lake where the island is, there's not much. It's about 100 feet, 150 foot of water that you got to cross. Fourth time I've told him about the yellow flowers.
Have I noticed how far Seer can be able to fly around?
Oh, he can fly quite a bit. Seer can fly quite a bit.
I'm going to try to convey to Seer while they get into the boats. I'm going to cast Levitate on myself and try to get Seer to grab a hold of me and fly me over.
Yeah, it looks like he can fly about 60 feet or so in 6 seconds, what a round would be. But I mean, he can fly for as long as he wants. I mean, it's not like he's going to be like a glider and just fall to the ground after 6 seconds,
Yeah, I wanted to check for the round wise because my Levitate holds for 10 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, he's flying around. What do you want him to do? I mean, are you going to try to communicate with him, or what?
Yeah, I'm going to try to communicate with him to come here, and then try to get him to clasp on the back of my shoulders, basically, and guide me over towards the island.
Oh, so you're just basically going to use him as a floating device, basically, or do you want to ride him, or you want to be a dragon rider?
Well, basically right now, because I don't think he's big enough for me to ride on, so I'm casted Levitate on myself, so I can levitate up in the air, and then have him guide me. Yeah, and have him guide me, because I can't move while I'm levitated.
Beautiful, nice. I love that. So yeah, he's about the size of a horse, so he's still medium size, but yeah, you levitate. He pulls you across, looking like one of the little Jetsons cart with the little puffs of smoke leaving the tail end of you. Never mind, it was dumb. You get over to the other side of the lake as the two logs, these canoes, are filling up with water. But the other party members, they're able to row quick enough to the other side before these things go down like the Titanic. So you guys are on this island. Now, this thing's probably about 300-400 feet across. The opening has a light that's flickering in it, very dimly lit light.
Immediately, I'm going to go into stealth and try to convey this to Seer as well, to try to move quietly with me.
Yeah, when you guys are getting close to this thing as well, now that you're kind of closer, as the thunder is going on all around you, the rain is still pounding down on you. As the lightning, when it flashes and it lights everything up, you guys can see that on this building are a bunch of wall frescoes, and they're basically flanking each one of the entrances. And it looks like there's 4 of them, and they're broken into like 10-foot sections. And a couple more times this thing, the lightning flashes, plus rain. You can see this. It looks like solstice, like a themed solstice, where there's like a something that is winter related, like a winter fresco. There's like a spring fresco. The winter fresco depicts the sun shining brightly over the snow-covered mountains held up by dwarves, and the paint has actually lasted surprisingly. It's like maybe this has been repainted in the near past. There's a spring fresco that's immediately left of the entrance, and it depicts the sun shining through a forest canopy on like these yellow flowers and whatnot. And there's all kinds of elves in this fresco that are dancing gaily around a fire. There's a summer fresco that's right to the right of the entrance, and it depicts a human in a boat. And of course, there's a sun that's shining rays down all over the place. And then there's an autumn fresco, which is the far right. It shows the sun again setting behind a towering field of wheat. And there's a bunch of halflings. Looks like they're having like a pie eating contest and a festival. And it looks like they're doing all kinds of fun picnicky things as they're, in the hillside. And you can see that their homes are carved like the hobbits from Lord of the Rings. Sort of like, shh, Frodo, I don't think we're in the Shire anymore. But the sun is shining in this fresco too. So there's a theme here. There's a bright shining sun in every one of these frescoes. And then you can see that there's more carvings and stuff on the wall, on the exterior walls. Now this dome, let me give you a little bit of information about this copper dome with stained glass that is above you. It is definitely broken, but the framework is copper. So there's a lot of copper there. So Breeze, being the pickpocket that you are, all you can see is dollar signs, man. You're like, man, if I could only get this copper back to Daggerford or back to Waterdeep, I could probably live for a couple of years on this. But at one time, this roof would have been, it would have been a beautiful sight to see. But definitely, if the sun was up, the sun would be shining through because it's broken, it's withered with time. But it looks like the dome was destroyed a long time ago, and a lot of the copper is tarnished by now with that green patine type of color. Only a little bit of glass remains, but it looks like you could probably scale the wall. Probably. Wall's about 20 foot high. Of course, it would be a pretty slippery climb, of course, because of all of the reeds and the vines and all of the mildew and mold. So what do you guys think?
Seeing how my levitate should still be active on me, I'll go ahead and levitate up to the top of the wall here to kind of peer in.
Okay. So how high can you go out, and how long does it last? Is that like an hour or something?
It's 10 minutes that it lasts.
10 minutes?
And that's why I was asking about the move for the seer.
Sure. Yeah, you could see. I'd see that thing lasting about another 5 minutes or so. So yeah, you kind of use the vines to pull your way up, and of course, the black dragon wormling, he's flapping his wings, water splashing all over the place, all over you. You get up to the roof, and it's broken.
Move 20 feet in either direction, up or down.
Okay. You look inside this dome. You can see that there are all these niches in the wall. And it looks like there's like a rubbery glob of glowing yellow goo that's very dimly illuminating this area. Now let me show you what you see. And I'm just going to give you the map. So Breeze, this is what you see. All right. Now I'm going to uncover a little bit, but you can see a chamber that has a lot of doors. Like I said, niches in the wall, all kinds of these glowing blobs of yellow jelly or something, and you see an altar on one side of the wall. And also, you see several different creatures walking around as well. So let me show you what you see. There are actually quite a few, as you and Seer are looking down through the broken, stained canopy of glass, beautiful dome roof at one time. Kind of walking around, you see the altar, a bunch of large insects crawling around it. They have like a yellowish glow to them as well, and they're carapace. That's what you see. See a couple other entryways kind of leading off in different directions also. So what say you, Breeze? What are you doing? As you give me a stealth check now. As you and the dragon up there, the dragon's still flapping its wings. Although I will give you advantage on the roll because of the thunder and the lightning and all this other stuff. So give me advantage on that. Drop it in the tower for me. Nothing sees you. Nothing notices you.
Well, I'll go ahead and go back down and convey what I've seen to the rest of the party.
Okay. So I'm going to go ahead
and I'm blaming Meechin.
I'm going to go ahead and share the map with you guys now, as the map starts to appear for everyone. I'm going to start putting you guys down on this map. You guys are basically hiding, kind of like ducking behind the shoreline. You know what I mean? That's kind of protruding up over the water. So you're kind of, I mean, you're already wet, so it really doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? So where are you guys hiding? But you do see this 20-foot wide entrance. And then Breeze comes back down with Seer.
Well, come here, guys.
What did you see?
Just on the other side, there's about 4, I think they look like lizards, humanoid lizards, and a couple of bugs, like I think like 4 bugs. Not sure what kind, but they're some kind of beetle.
Anything else?
It's a large room. There's 2 doors and an altar at the far end. Some yellow glob thingies. I'm not sure what those were.
No dragon?
No dragon.
Well, if you were a dragon, would you be in the front room?
These guys are great. I'm enjoying
If I
this
was a
game.
dragon, I'd be anywhere I want to be.
Yeah, but if they're protecting something.
Well, you said the altar is like a stained glass altar?
I couldn't really discern too much on the altar. It was a little further away from what I could tell.
Yeah, it didn't look like it was stained glass, I will tell you that. It was covered with these large insects, though. Kind of with a yellowish type of glow to them.
So what looks to be the best way in?
Technically, for all of us, probably the way we're going, unless you want to try to climb up and then climb down. I don't know how well you guys would be at that.
Rain and Ander, why don't you guys give me stealth checks in the tower for me, please? Oh. Poor Rain. Bad check. Ugh. Poor Ander. Bad check. So as you guys are talking and Ander and Rain moves up, Rain, you kick this metal bucket, and then as you kick it, it goes over towards Ander, and Ander kicks it as well because he doesn't see it, and the bucket basically rolls into the entrance of this chamber. And then all of a sudden you hear like a snarling, slithering, snake-like type of voice that's coming from the chamber. And then you start to hear weapons being drawn. Roll initiative because this is what you
immediately
see.
gonna grab both my daggers.
Okay. This is what you see as you see one lizard man and you see another one ducking behind a pole as all of these things are grabbing weapons, and it looks like they're charging with clubs, with javelins. They have spiked shields.
Not my day.
This is what they look like. They look to be formidable foes. That is for sure. All right, adventurers. May the combat begin as you're at the temple.
Blaming Nation for all this.
I'm going to blame both of you, both Ander and Rain, for these horrible initiative rolls.
Oh, she also was supposed to be our guide and knew this place like the back of her hand, yet she doesn't know anything about the temple.
She says, I totally didn't. You didn't ask me. You didn't even ask me. Like, duh. I knew this was here. I totally knew this was here. Duh, you should have asked me.
On the face.
Well, like, totally. You guys were all hell-bent on jumping up in trees and looking around with your pirate spyglass that we found on the ship back there. So you didn't even ask me.
On the face. Shut her up.
All right, roll an attack roll.
That's not an attack. It's just a paw on the face.
Oh, okay. Just like putting your hand up, like, oh, I'm over it. Like, totally.
Yeah.
Is my Valley Girl getting any better, or is it getting worse? As the lizardmen's starting into attack now, one of the lizard folk, it's going to throw a javelin at. Ander. So, Ander, you're going to be a recipient of one of these things as it throws it in your general direction, sticking in you for a little bit of damage. You're going to take 6 damage as you are now wounded. And the lizardman, it takes its weapon, its heavy club, and it bangs it on its shield, and it looks like it's going to charge at you some more. Breeze, you're up.
All right. I know they noticed the other two, and probably seen me too. I'm going to go ahead and run up to it with both daggers drawn and make my attacks on it.
Sure. Run on in. Run on into the death trap, ladies and gentlemen. I'm having way too much fun here. I don't think you can actually have way
we
too
might have
much
to
fun.
talk about that later.
All right, so that's what you can see as you round the corner, Breeze. And you shiv this lizardman that just threw the spear at your companion, embedding the blade into its gut.
Shank.
Roll damage.
You shank with a shiv.
You gibbed him. That's jail lingo, darling. 7 damage. Very nice. Max damage. Remember, you all have inspiration as well. If you don't use it, you lose it. Breeze, your offhand attack is a miss.
Use my inspiration.
All right. As he slams your attack away with his spiked shield. But as you kind of dodge back, you get like a riposte attack, and you gib him again. Hit him for a total of 4 damage. As he's got a couple of bleeding wounds now. All right, the lizard man here. He moves up 15 feet. He throws a javelin as he's on the run at Breeze. Missing Breeze and almost hitting his lizard man companion. And then he runs to the end, runs up more and attacks Ander with his heavy club. Ander, you are missed. As you duck in the heavy club, you can hear it whiff over your head.
Now that he's actually up there, how does he react to seeing the dragon there?
He just kind of his eyes get big, and he starts saying something in the same type of sounds like the same type of language as the dragon. So you're going to get attacked again, Breeze, by another lizardman. You're going to get hit. He hits you for a total of 5 damage. And let's see. He's also going to shield spike slam you too. Hits you for a 20. Take a total of 8. You're heavily wounded as he just gored you with a couple of huge spikes on his shield. On a turtle-like type of shield with spikes attached to it. All right, 010. You're up. Hope you guys are enjoying the game. I'm having fun.
Here.
Good to see you, Grubel. All right, as you
as you
move over, and you can see into the chamber now as well. You don't trust what now?
I don't trust my magic right now, so I'm just going to do my crossbow.
Hey, you got back your Tides of Chaos if you want to use it again.
We'll wait.
All right. That's a hit with your crossbow. 15. The lizard man is wounded with piercing damage. Very nice.
So I can use my inspiration and then go again?
You can use inspiration for advantage on an attack, advantage on a saving throw or a skill check, or if you want to re-roll something that you missed, I'll let you use that. And if you want to use your inspiration for a first level spell slot, or if you want to use your inspiration for a maximum hit dice heal, that will not count towards your hit dice heals. But no, as for extra attacks, no.
Okay, I'm done then.
All right. All right. Looks like Ander, you're up.
All right, seeing Breeze is up against 2 of these lizard folk, and he's heavily damaged. I'm gonna throw him out his healing spell here.
All right, looks like you're going to throw out the healing word. I also added in your bonus for your life cleric archetype, too.
Awesome.
All right, so take that pendant, that little healing cross there on your actions tab, and there you go. Drag it over. And Breeze, you get, wow, very nice. Breeze, you get healed for a total of 8 as you start to feel rejuvenated. Anything else, Ander?
Make a move back.
You will, but you'll take an attack of opportunity from the lizard man.
All right, then I'm going to hold here.
Okay. Rain, you're up.
All right. Probably can't see the 2 lizard men from what I am, so I'm just going to cross over.
You can see the one. Now you can see all 3 of them.
And I'm going to attack this one that I'm standing in front of, because I don't want to be right in front of the dragon's face either.
I probably wouldn't want to either. Nice hit with your main hand claw. You slash it for 4 damage. You fumble your second attack. You are rolling a lot of 1s tonight, darling.
Oh.
All right, so let's move on to the lizard folk. Another lizard man comes out from behind the pillar that you can see running down the hall, Breeze. He's going to stay here. He moves his 30 feet. He pulls out a javelin, and he hurls it at 010. And the javelin hits you for 17, striking you in the shoulder. 010, you take a total of 5 piercing damage, and then it kind of falls out. Plop. All right, next, Meechin. Meechin's said, I've had enough of this. I can't totally believe that you didn't even ask me to come here. So she moves up. In fact, she kind of moves around. She's got pretty good movement. She moves up here. She draws her short sword, and then she attacks the lizard man that's right to her right, hitting with a 20. The damage is 11 to the lizard man. She's going to attack again as well. She'll attack one more time. My bad, I was adjusting something. But she horribly misses. Her attack is blocked by one of the shields. So the dragon is going to go ahead and move in, and it's going to bite this thing. And it misses with an 8. And it looks like it's going to take a deep breath, and it kind of looks at you, Breeze. It's kind of looking over towards you as a... And then it just kind of holds it. All right, another lizard man attacking you, Breeze. Pulls out its heavy club, swinging at you, missing, and then it tries to grapple onto you and bite you with this saliva that's dripping out of its mouth. The bite, however, digs inside of your neck, sort of like a vampire chomping on its victim. You take a total of 4 piercing damage as the needle-like teeth pierce through your clothing and get you.
Careful of that swamp ass.
Yeah. All right, so Breeze, you're up now.
All right, I'm going to use a bonus action to disengage.
Smart move, man.
Up to the 20 feet, grab a hold of the wall, and get on top of it.
Okay. So you're up 20 feet now. And by this point, your levitate kind of fades. I mean, just perfect timing. As you get to the wall, the top of the roof where the dome is, then your levitate just dissipates. And you're like, whoa, you kind of lose your balance a little bit. But you're okay. You're looking down 20 feet down onto these the lizard men. Nice job.
All right. And I will sheath my daggers, but I won't be able to pull out my bow, so...
Sure, you can pull out your bow. I'm not worried about that.
All right.
I'm not worried about that multi-action crap. So, yeah, you can pull it out.
All
It's
right.
all part of your movement anyway. Because you'd be able to
Grab
pull it
my
out
bow
next
and-
round anyway. So why not just pull it out now?
All right. I'll go ahead and pull out my bow and take aim at Lizard Folk 1.
All right. Well, you can't attack because you already took your action to disengage. So
That was bonus action.
oh, bonus action. That's right. That's right. You're a rogue. I totally forget. So yeah, you can go ahead and attack then. You guys need all the help you can get. These guys are attacking twice. So you strike the lizard man, hitting him with an arrow from above. Minimum damage 4, but he's still wounded. Nice job. Nice job utilizing just before your levitation wears off. All right, so the lizard man that is out here is going to... Let's see. I think this thing is going to attack... let's see. Boy, lots of targets. It will attack the dragon. As it's saying something in this language that you guys can't understand. And then it attacks twice with a
As
heavy
it's
club.
swinging at him, too, I'm giving the nod to Seer with the whole holding his breath.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's great. Second attack on Seer hits. So the heavy club does a little bit of damage at 4 piercing damage. Next lizard folk steps back and throws a javelin. Actually, he's not going to throw a javelin because he knows that it would be out of range. Your 20 feet plus the 10 foot would be out of the javelin. Or maybe I think javelins are 30 feet. Let me double check. Javelins
Yeah, I
are
think they
30
are 30.
feet. Yeah, so he does step back and he does chuck a javelin up at you, hitting you for 16. Ooh, for max damage. Heavily wounded. You're starting to get a little woozy as everything is starting to get a little dark around you. Then he moves up and engages Meechin, pulls out a heavy club, and swings. Basically just missing Meechin really badly. All right, 0-10, what say you? Round number 2.
All right, we're going to do Ice Knife at lizard number 4.
All right. Old Ice Knife.
Ice Knife.
So Ice Knife is you're going to create a shard of ice and fling it at one of the creatures. It's basically a first level spell slot. So go ahead and do your attack roll. And your attack roll is an 8, which is a